Since the miracle of creation, man has been on an endless quest to build his own monuments and point them towards the heavens for all eternity. This quest has led to his fascination with a mystical and mysterious structure known as the pyramid. 50 centuries ago, the pharaoh Cheops decreed a great pyramid be built in his own honor. 20 years later, the labors of 100,000 men allowed it to rise above the desert plain for all to see. Even today, it still fires our imagination, enduring as the first wonder of the world. But the Pyramid of Cheops did not quench man's desire to reach for the stars. Now, 5,000 years later, and halfway around the earth, the torch has been rekindled. A new pyramid is being built, not to glorify death, but as a monument that will celebrate life and man's indomitable spirit to create, to achieve a greatness that will reach to the stars and span centuries. A greatness that will say, "Feel the power of the great American pyramid." As the Great Pyramid of Cheops climbed from the west bank of the Nile, the Great American Pyramid will majestically command the east bank of the mighty Mississippi. On this throne, it will serve as the $80 million threshold of a 75-acre tribute to American music. From a base large enough to cover 8 football fields, it will soar 321 feet, as high as a 32-story building. 7.5 acres of gleaming stainless steel will make it a beacon to the world. And just as the pyramids of old pull our thoughts to Egyptian culture, so too will this new pyramid be a calling card for the best of American civilization. And no city better symbolizes the American spirit than Memphis, Tennessee. It was named for another Memphis, the ancient capital of Egypt. And just as its namesake, almost from the moment it was founded in 1819, Memphis has been a crossroads of commerce and art. It has always been a city with a special flavor, a restless, hungry energy drawn from the mighty Mississippi. Even today, thousands of spectators crowd the river's steep banks each year to watch the magnificent Sunset Symphony. But if the river was the lifeblood of Memphis, then the city's pulse was always measured in music. Music which took root in the Delta cotton fields as the mother tongue of gospel. In turn, gospel gave birth to the blues, thanks to homegrown troubadours like the legendary W.C. Handy of Beale Street. Years later, as the city's rich musical tapestry unfurled, the torch was passed to songwriters and artists like Otis Redding, Sam and Dave, Isaac Hayes, and the hundreds of others who would create the Memphis sound of rhythm and blues. And it was no surprise that the raw power of rock and roll saw the light of day at Sun Studios, with the meteoric rise of performers like Carl Perkins, Jerry Lee Lewis, and of course the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley. And today, as always, music is still alive and well in Memphis. But what of tomorrow? In partnership with entertainment impresario Dick Clark, the Great American Pyramid will honor these legends of music as the permanent home of the American Music Awards Hall of Fame. also contained within its 500,000 feet of space, will be a 21st century treasure trove of multiple attractions. Helping the music to come alive in a spectacular explosion of pageantry will be American Music in Motion. Here, visitors will be able to take an unforgettable journey through gospel, blues, rhythm and blues, and rock and roll. This unique fusion of sight and sound will be created by an elite group of industry professionals whose ambitious projects have thrilled millions around the world. And this is only the beginning of the excitement in store for those who make the pilgrimage to the pyramid. State-of-the-art technology will also be featured in another one-of-a-kind attraction, the eerie and evocative Egyptian experience. Here, visitors will journey back through the sands of time to experience firsthand the mysteries and power of the original Egyptian pyramids in a gripping 3D and laser production. At its apex, the Great American Pyramid self-contained shortwave radio station will make the world a smaller place. Its transmissions will span the globe, reaching 500 million shortwave radios. Nor do the pyramid's attractions stop here. Just one of the many interactive musical experiences specially created for pyramid visitors will be the Ultimate Jukebox. Thanks to a computerized memory bank, the Ultimate Jukebox is a user-friendly encyclopedia of music, capable of sharing information on virtually every song ever written. From its dazzling bazaar of shops and restaurants, to the breathtaking inclinator ride to its zenith, to an incredible laser light show, the Great American Pyramid will be a shining light whose luster grows brighter through the ages. But even with all these state-of-the-art spectaculars, there's still more to the Great American Pyramid. 22,000 seats more.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome to the Great American Pyramid, Bruce Springsteen!
Live from the Great American Pyramid, NCAA basketball.
From the Great American Pyramid Heavyweight Championship Boxing.
We are proud to welcome you tonight to the Great American Pyramid. This event,
Guided by the same management team responsible for the success of the Houston Astrodome, numerous heavyweight title bouts, and countless professional sporting and entertainment events, this once-in-a-lifetime project has already sparked the world's imagination. Thanks to a rising tide of interest by the national and international media, the Great American Pyramid will soon receive unprecedented publicity. In the coming 18 months, this exposure will reach a crescendo. Through the electronic and print media, paid advertising, and the anticipated tidal wave of tourists, the Great American Pyramid will generate an astounding 697,800,000 impressions a year. Thanks to the pyramid, the future is already taking shape on Music Island. Even as the currents of the Mississippi flow around it, the currents of music and excitement will flow through the $120 million, 52-acre extravaganza. This thrilling montage of entertainment will include the breathtaking attraction known as The Rapper, an exciting ride along the river of music. And for kids of all ages, there's Hot Rod Lincoln, which catapults you through the streets of old Memphis in a vintage automobile for a chase that is frantic and fantastic. Less accelerated, but equally intriguing, is Music Island's own unique chain of theaters. Sashay down to Mama Lou's Juke Joint for ghostly encounters with famous musicians from America's past. Or wander over to the Legends Theater and catch some impersonators doing live, uncanny recreations of greats like Elvis and Roy Orbison. You might also take a spin in our animated theater, where you'll sit inside a giant jukebox and be treated to great performances by some extremely animated performers. The excitement never stops at Music Island. A kaleidoscope of special interactive exhibitions will allow visitors to record their own personalized versions of hit songs of the past, star on our own Memphis Music TV network, and tap dance their way to musical compositions on the biggest keyboard you've ever seen. Whenever visitors feel the need to recharge their batteries, they can sample a selection of fast foods, or they can try any of our 3 major restaurants, including one where we'll brew up our original Memphis Belle beer right on the premises. Add to all this our extensive merchandising emporiums, the astonishing 300-foot-high musical waters, and a Mississippi River Delta town where the back porch singers hold court. And even then, you won't have come close to exhausting all the attractions. You will, however, be able to see why Music Island is destined to be a stirring voice that speaks the universal language of song and melody. Joining with Music Island to create a resounding duet of entertainment will be its towering neighbor, the Great American Pyramid. Rarely has a sponsor had the opportunity to help pioneer a venture of this magnitude from day one. An opportunity to add a trademark to its company's assets with an international landmark that will be known by people around the globe as the Great American Pyramid. 5,000 years ago, the world trembled before the might of Cheops' pyramid. Soon there will be another occasion for awe. Soon mankind will be dazzled by a new wonder of the world. From the banks of the Mississippi, across the oceans and continents, and up to the heavens, a vibrant message will ring out. Feel the power of the Great American Pyramid.